the Besigye case continues, and they are looking at how we are conducting ourselves at the level of home locally and even at that East African stage. What do you suppose would be the global ramifications to this? What does it paint Kenya to be legally?
It paints Kenya and Uganda as lawless states that operate gangster-style. If a national of Uganda or Kenya goes to the neighboring state and is wanted, there are legal procedures. You cause extradition, you cause arrest to be made by the host country. In this case, if Ugandan wanted Besigye and they knew he was in Kenya, they could have caused his arrest by the Kenyan authorities and then present him to a Kenyan court to authorize him to be removed to Uganda, which is called extradition. But abducting him, because that was not an arrest, it was an abduction. They didn't go before any court of law. They illegally, unlawfully, defying the Kenyan constitution, which stands for due process, defying the Ugandan constitution, which stands for due process, defying international law. They spirited him to Uganda, where they presented him before a military court. There is nothing in the constitution of Uganda that confers criminal jurisdiction on the military over civilians. The military courts are for disciplinary matters affecting military people. So that whole trial, and I believe that Besigye and his colleague Obed Lutare are going to go before the Constitutional Court in Uganda to challenge those proceedings, challenge the manner in which they were removed from Kenya. At the border, the immigration, they were not subjected to any immigration procedure. That's literally trafficking. When you remove a human being and cause them to go to another state without any documentation, that's a classic case of trafficking. And guess who is trafficking in human beings? Is the government of Kenya and that of Uganda.
Well,
because when you traffic, there is no trace, there is no paper trail. And trafficked people can even be disappeared permanently. And nobody will ever know because they can deny. Yeah, so it is terrible, even before the Kenyan eyes, the eyes of the international community, that the state of Kenya, under bad leadership, can be associated with trafficking, with abduction.
All right. So in a minute or so, when we're talking about abductions, and of course we have even Gen Z still hitting the streets, you know, at a time when we're supposed to be making merry because it's a holiday. Unfortunately, people are hitting the streets to call out the government and to call out the persons that are responsible for these cases of abduction.